fact, I'm very proud of Laura doing it all by herself as well. There. Okay, now what must I press? What must I press?
Wait.
Oh, wait.
So low.
Hi, everybody. So apparently we're live. I feel dead, but we're live. So yeah, I've got a very, very original, special guest on tonight. She helped start all of this. Welcome, Beth from Eleutheria ZA. How's it, Beth?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I saw myself on the screen like this, and no, I am actually excited to be here. I promise I am. Yeah, so it's awesome to reconnect again and yeah, have a conversation about something I think is pretty important.
And I named the thumbnail "Understanding," but I think it's an understanding of basic services that people. It's like a love language. Like service is a love language, and yeah, we were going to talk about that. And hello everybody, hello Femme Fatale, Gentle Inflatables, Joking Atheist. I saw Tottenkopf. Still can't say that name. Like after like 5 tequilas, say that name, Tottenkopf.
I just say Totenkopf, and yeah, hope that I'm saying it right. He hasn't corrected me, so yeah.
What's wrong? Oh, there's something, a noise in the background or something. I don't know.
It's probably me. Hold on a sec. I need to remind children that I am live. Hold on.
Okay, it's fine. All right. Yeah. So I spent most of my youth in the service industry, and I don't mean that kind of service industry, but how I got myself through Technicon was through waitressing and living on my own. And like I think we were discussing how people are not always nasty, but the owners of these places are, and how ununderstanding they are. You're right, Beth?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to, I just think it's an incredibly selfless thing to be in service of people, to be a waiter. And I think I can't stand people who are nasty to waiters and responders and people that don't need to eat your shit but do because they're capable of doing so, if that makes any sense. By the way, read comments as well if you like.
I will do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anything important has come up, so it's all good. Yeah, I just I worked as a bartender also when I was in between jobs and going through some stuff in my early 20s. And yeah, like you say, it helps to pay the bills and put food on the table and just make sure that you have some level of dignity. And I was very lucky that my customers treated me fairly well. All my colleagues wanted to work with me because if there's a girl behind the bar, you're more likely to get tips. So they were very, it was cool to work that way. The only people that treated us like shit were the managers and the owners of the establishment. So I think it's always, come on, guys that own bars, restaurants, pubs, anything like that, or even shops, like treat the staff that is actually making sure that the customers come back to your establishment, treat them well,
Correct.
please.
Yes, because they're your first, right? Yeah. I mean, with this whole hospital business, I mean, I'm not going to get involved in who the doctor was or whatever, but the receptionist is very wishy-washy, and I just feel it just puts a horrible taste in my mouth. Like every first line of people that you see in a business are key, really, really key, because that sets the tone for the entire establishment. So, and look at I got the B bad. Isn't it fun? Yay! Because I feel I keep calling it a B bad. It's my drink of choice. Because I'm feeling a bit. I'm feeling rough. I don't know if I've gotten coda from the hospital, or
I hope not.
No, I hope not too. But I'm definitely feeling a bit shaky. The foot and the toes are blue. But yeah, like shame. Even I think even at the hospital, the porters and they're trying to be nice and they're trying to just do their job. But there's some people who they don't even see people as human. Like they don't even. Like these people have woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be there at 6, so that, and I mean, public transport and all of that, that's just a whole nother level that I think white privileged suburban people don't even like think about. It doesn't even enter their brains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shocking. But what got us onto this topic was Herman's stream, where he said to please treat the air stewardesses and stewards with respect and everything. And yeah, I mean, especially that level of service. They're not glorified waitresses, okay? They're not sky waitresses. They're actually first responders. They're trained in first aid. Like, come on, be a little bit nicer to them, please.
Yeah. Well, you want to relate to your story?
Yeah. So in December, my husband and I flew to Port Elizabeth. He was going down on business, and I tagged along for a break. And we were on a very early morning flight, and we took off on time, and we hadn't even got to altitude yet. And the captain came over the airwaves and said, "I'm sorry, we have to return to Johannesburg International Airport because there's a problem with the plane." And there was a passenger on board who had a fear of flying, and they immediately had a panic attack. And I watched an air hostess tend to this passenger who was sitting next to the window, and so she had to lean over two people. The flight was full. She couldn't sit down next to him. She had to tend to this passenger during an emergency landing, and she rocked it. She did not fall. She didn't even falter a little bit the entire time. And then obviously people start getting irate and edgy, and we look out the windows and we can see that there's fire engines like following us along the runway, and that is normal. No matter what, if a plane has to return under emergent conditions, that's what happens. It's standard procedure. It doesn't mean you're on fire. It's just standard procedure.
If it's for in case it does go on fire.
Exactly. They don't know what's going to happen. The cockpit obviously received an alarm that something was wrong, and they turned back, but they don't know what's going to happen. So as a precaution to save as many lives as possible, the fire engine follows. Okay. Now people start getting really antsy. Okay. I don't know why I knew, but I knew that this was just standard procedure. Because my husband still to me, and I was like, no, it's normal. It's nothing to worry about. It's okay.
What's it, airplane investigations?
Yeah, probably. So then because we had a patient on board that had this panic attack, they had to let the paramedics on first to get the patient off the plane. So we had to wait. And then eventually we got off. and we caught the bus back to the terminal, and we had to wait for our next flight. And the next flight was eventually scheduled, and the plane was ready. And we got on board, and we were just settling and about to taxi to take off, and the captain came and spoke to the plane. And he stood in front where everybody could see him and spoke over the intercom and said, I understand that you're frustrated. I understand that you're irritated that this has been an inconvenience to you. But, and it was the same captain from the failed flight, but it was new flight staff. Everything, it was a new plane and new staff on the plane, but the captain was the same captain. And he said, this staff is new staff, they don't know what happened, and they are, you taking out your frustrations on them is uncalled for, it's unfair, please stop it. And if you have a problem, please come and talk to me. And I thought that was great because, I mean, my husband and I, we were just like, and I mean, he was going to be late for meetings. He had to rearrange our transfer from the airport, everything. And he was just like, look, what am I going to do to change it? Like, being snippy with an air hostess is not going to change the outcome. So anyway, that's my story. Be nice to air hostesses. Your plane having to be turned back to Joburg is not their fault and is probably in the best interest of your safety as well. So like, just be nice to them. Just,
you know what I find also is so important in service industry is communication. Like, even in your foods, like let's say you've ordered now a particular dish and something's gone on in the kitchen and no one
right.
I died to do that. I love it. Died to do that. Anyway.
Well played.
So yeah, talk about fire engines. Shame the Winkles. No, yeah. So anyway, but can the waiter also can they explain what's wrong with the food? Like, say, okay, you know what, we've actually, that's the last portion of whatever it is. Can you have something else? Like, rather communicate with people, then things go so much smoother, I find. I don't know if that's correct English, but yeah, you know, and today that's what makes us different from animals. We have voice boxes and speech, and we're able to communicate, you know. So, but I agree.
Is there anything going on in the comments?
Yeah, Gentle says that's a great pilot. And Femme Fatale says exactly, Gentle. And that's the thing what he did. He communicated, you know. There's a human factor that needs to be established with things of service. There's also jokes going on. Hello, Kat. Kat says fire engines okay and firemen. Ooh, let's talk. Especially the tall ones.
We are not referring to what I said on Friday night. I was in a very funny
that was brilliant.
On Friday night.
So flippin' brilliant.
I was in a weird mood that night.
That was funny. Were you having a dop that night? Did you have something in front of you?
Even. No.
Naughty.
Yeah. Yeah,
not great. Yeah, Femme Fatale says something totem anywhere, just not Spur. Yeah, look, we've also had I've had good times as a single mom. I used to praise Spur because there was nowhere else I could go and let my kid run around, and I can like just take a moment and go, oh, okay, I can breathe now, and have my thoughts to myself without someone going, Mommy, guess what? Guess what, Mommy? Da, 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 blah, blah, blah. So I take my hat off to you and all the mothers that are at home and have to deal with kids, especially during this entire CODIF thing. The strangest thing is that lots of people I know now are getting this CODIF. There are like 3 people that I know that now have it.
Wow.
So yeah, it is knocking on the door.
Yeah,
what would
I think that's bound to happen. I've had a someone close in my circle test positive, completely asymptomatic though. And then I had, unfortunately, we have lost a family friend last week.
Wow.
Older, with risk factors, high blood pressure and things like that. So yeah, it's sad. And
was it from COVID or was it from?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm starting to think, is it something that was created in a lab to like skim, to cut through, like to thin out the herd?
Well, yeah, there's that theory as well. And I mean, conspiracy theorists are just having a field day with this, I think. And I think if you look hard enough, you'll find as many links as you want. And if you think reasonably, you can probably reason your way out of them as well. I think it depends. It all comes down to confirmation bias. It all depends on where your confirmation bias is. Like if you want to believe that it's a conspiracy, I think you'll find enough proof to prove it. And if you want to believe that it isn't, you'll probably find enough reasons not to. So I don't know. I think at this stage, it's not even really worth thinking about too much, except for finding a way out of it.
And how to be healthy. I think also, like I said, TG guy wants to Daisy DeMalca my ass because with obviously not being able to walk and do stuff, and I'm like, get me this, bring this, damn it, I said it's over there. I've been a real like role model for would have been a great part of the flying circus. But yes, cats, I do still have, or someone asked, do I still have the moon boot? Yes, I have to have the moon boot, thank God. I actually got such a fright when I took off my big sock and realized how blue my toes are. I was like, ooh, okay, that's not cool. But we were talking, I've gone sort of off topic, but I think it's important to have a game plan that, let's say that if certain person in your household does come home with it or is not feeling well, how you deal with that person. Explain to the children, mommy or daddy's not well. You need to just let them be for a few days. It's safer for you. I don't know. What would you do in a cluster household like yours? Or
I wouldn't do anything different. I'll be honest, I wouldn't do anything different. The only different thing I would do is I would send my mother somewhere else. Yeah. If it wasn't her that came home with it, obviously. I would send her somewhere else until the danger had passed, but I wouldn't do anything different. I don't think my children are at risk. And so that's it. And that's also why I don't want to be tested if I do get sick. I don't want to be tested because I don't want the Department of Health to be knocking on my door and sticking their nose in and making sure that I'm isolating. No, I want my family to get it and know that they are then immune and we don't have to worry anymore.
I mean, I don't know what the stats are. I haven't looked at any of the stats, but like I've just gone completely blank. It's all the meds.
How would you deal?
What about second waves? Like they spoke about, I think in the Middle East they were talking about second waves and the lack of immunity. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. I'm telling you now, I'm not counting 2020. I'm still going to be 41 next year. I still am. I'm telling you, I'm not aging. It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Yeah, I didn't use this year, so I'm not counting it in my age.
Exactly. And Totem Court says something about what the firemen don't need to be tall. They have ladders. Yeah. No, sure. Ladders work. But okay, so yeah, people and understanding I think just explain to people what your needs are. Also, like, these people that come into, look, I was in the restaurant industry for many years, most of my high school, that's how I got through, like, working in that. And it's a set of skills that I'd actually want my kids to do as well. Well, kid and then stepkid. That it's an important grounding. I think once you can deal with people on that basic level,
Mm.
and if you have a business meeting and you've only got 20 minutes or half an hour for lunch, tell the waiter, say, look, I'm going to a show, I'm going here, what is the quickest thing you can make me that I can eat, be filled, and leave happy?
Yes.
If people's order, oh, we'll have the fillet steak with like special whatever it is that takes an extra hour to make, and then everyone gets all upset because they're late.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, be reasonable. Like if you have a show to get to, then get there, like arrive at the restaurant 3 hours before the show. Like don't cut it fine. Like just be reasonable, honestly. Or order a plate of French fries with cheese sauce.
Exactly.
Like
But
honestly.
sure, but like I think about someone I've worked for or maybe still work for. They are just they're not even aware of what it takes to make anything, or how things sort of fall into place, or they're always late. And I have a saying, if you're on time, you're actually late. You should always be 5 minutes early. Like,
Yeah.
I hate being late. It's one of my pet peeves. So, okay. So we've spoken a bit about that. I wanted to ask you, what inspires you?
What inspires me? I'm not sure. I just need a moment. Sorry, hold on.
Sure. Sorry, maybe I...
Sorry about that. We're not as organized as we usually are in the household tonight, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I think probably the thing that inspires me most is just love. Just being the love that I have for my family, the love that I have for my life, the way I want it to be, or the way I envision it to be. I think that's really what keeps me going, where I find inspiration, and
that's beautiful.
Obviously liberty.
Yes, and being able to be free. But I think the joking atheist said, I don't know if it was on your stream, he said, have we actually ever been free? Like, ever? We've always had some set of rules to govern us and to just kind of what's our litmus, what's our yardstick, I think we all have these confines. And then okay, what's your favorite word?
I think you know what my favorite word is.
Oh yes.
And I shouldn't say it.
No, you shouldn't. Okay, besides that word, okay, what is your worst? What is your no, like I'm talking like word like awesome, something that you use in day to day, or an expression that your family uses?
I honestly can only come up with one thing right now, because like my son is walking around going, "What the wuck?" Because then he can say he didn't say the F word.
But I haven't done that in a while.
Geez, I don't know. I suppose you'd have to, like, I don't even really know what I say a lot.
Okay, no, we will come back to it, or you can tell me on your stream tomorrow. By the way, I think everyone here knows Beth and knows her stream, but if you don't, and if you're rewatching, check out Eleutheria ZA. Also a fantastic YouTube channel, great mom. She's all in it with the kids and the
most of the time. I'm a great mom most of the time.
We all We're all good moms most of the time. And then you like close the door and go,
Yeah, I just like
that cartoon. Yeah, Clint says I do a very good rhino impression as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it now. Thank you.
About 3 minutes before I had to go live today, there was an incident in my house. And I promise you the adrenaline was still pumping when I hit that go live button. It was, yeah, it was
That's
great.
the thing. The truth is that we all have those moments. We all have those moments of like, okay, darling, sit nicely, hold your hands, behave. And then as soon as something goes pear, we're like blow a gasket but it's all natural. It's all part of being. And I think if you're not like that and you're really trying to hide that you're not normal and you don't have good and bad times, there's something seriously wrong with you. Okay, see if you can read this because I can't. The joking atheist, actually, pardon? Yeah, where are my brille? Where's my brille? My brille's back. They were here a minute ago.
I get my brille.
When you went tumbling over the. Oh, I'm back. I'm back.
Dirty.
Okay, so the joking. My favorite word is mellifluous. What? Melly what?
Mellifluous. Mellifluous.
What is that? Okay, quickly Google. Sounds like maleficent.
I Google.
No. Okay, you Google.
I'll Google.
Seems like malleable. Like mellifluous. Like flowing. Mallibly flowing. Intermediate. I don't know.
Mellifluous.
I know the word nefarious. That's fun. That's a cool word.
Of sound, pleasingly smooth and musical to hear.
Great, not when I'm screaming like a shrew.
Yes.
Yes.
So like classical music could be described as being mellifluous.
Okay. Cool.
I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Sounds right. Sounds about right. Femme Fatale says you're always a great mom, Beth. Cool. Got a lacquer admirer there. Boss, my brill and my pill, gentle inflatables. No, the pill I'm taking later, thank you. Pillar when flying. I hate flying. Shame. Totenkopf hates flying. Oh,
maybe it was
I
him
love
that
it,
had a panic attack on my flight in December. No, I'm joking.
No, look, panic. I don't think any panic attack is fun. Huh? In fact, and you know what's scary is that it's all in your mind. It's all how you think to yourself. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. That's wrong. I can't breathe. I can't.
The more you say I can't breathe, the more you can't breathe.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah. And how it happens. Hey, Nicolene's here. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, sweetheart. No lekker, man. Yeah. So, and the joking atheist says, Beth, you're always on point. Thank you. Unlike me. Oh, flip it. Well, but yeah, I think you've got dinner. I don't know how much longer we can hack for. Okay.
Really up to you.
What are 3 qualities you admire about yourself?
This is going to sound weird, but my stubbornness.
Okay, that's fine. Stubbornness is good. Yeah.
Stubbornness, a pragmatic, but on the positive side, outlook on life.
Right.
And my patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could definitely take a few lessons from your book. Definitely. I think I'm also very pragmatic, but I'm not patient. Not at all.
Yeah, I think people see me lose my shit quite often, but it takes a lot for me to get there. And I think it happens just about every day on my stream because I'll just give the children the look because it's just like, okay, it's enough now, really. And the reason why it's like that is because like they have my undivided attention for most of the day.
Well, that's great.
And I just ask for 1 hour to do a show. 1 hour.
Well, that's amazing. I think that is so key, because everyone's always on their phones, you know, and it's and I've mentioned it before that even babies, I went to a parenting class through the community, and they even noticed how babies as young as 6 months old will pick up on parents looking at phones the whole time.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying I'm not on tech a lot of the time, but like I can multitask, and there's a pause button for a reason on YouTube. So, you know.
Yeah. No, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you've got dinner to do, and yeah, I'm feeling actually a bit knackered. Yeah, and tomorrow's nog 'n dag, but apparently we're expecting great weather for Gauteng on the weekend. It's going to be warm, and Friday is going to be great, and yeah,
Something to look forward
Mikelita's
to.
Beth, huh?
Something to look forward to, because it's
Yeah.
miserable right now.
No, it's disastrous.
Yeah.
But it just, in a way, it supports the narrative of stay home. Stay safe, stay home. Yeah. Thanks, Femme Patel. She says, like the stream. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, and share, and cool beans, man. Yeah. I guess that's it for us. Beth, anything else?
No, I think just remember people that work in shops are also service staff. So, and I know you've said it before. Like, just be nice to whoever's serving you. Like, just take into consideration that yes, okay, it's their job, and they chose to do that job. They could choose a different job. That's all fine and well, but just bear in mind that that person is a person. They might have shit going on in their life, and if they're just like a little bit snippy with you, maybe it's because like nobody smiled at them today. And I know it's like really hard because we're all walking around like this, and like you can't see that someone's smiling at you. So like just try, and as an introvert, I'm finding it really difficult to go the extra mile here, but like try and smile, make sure your smile reaches your eyes so that they actually see it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think people are really struggling at the moment. So
I think
just
there's
let them.
lots of, and we do need understanding. We do need a human touch. There are people who are really, I mean, today's the 1st. Oh yes, there are a couple of things I also want to mention, but yeah, it's the 1st today, and I think like the debit order, what's that silly meme about debit orders? The only time you feel like you've won the lotto when you hear all your debit orders going off. Ka-ping, 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 ka-ping.
Or you wonder which
oh yeah,
one
may the first
won the
debit
lotto.
order win. What is? Pardon?
You wonder which one won the lotto. Which of your debit orders won the lotto? Because you're wondering which one like got the last of your money.
Sure.
Sorry, that's a terrible joke.
No, but it's like that, and then you see, okay, if you've got a little bit of an overdraft, it's like minus 300, and someone's like, oh great, thanks a lot, thanks for leaving me something. And also, oh yes, so something I'm passionate about as well is there's a place in Japan called Taiji. And if anyone knows, Taiji is another name for it's called the Cove. If anyone hasn't seen, if you've got a bit of a hard constitution and you want to educate yourself, YouTube the Cove. It's all about a guy by the name of Rico Barry who started the movie Flipper, and what they do in Japan now from September to March, they go and hunt dolphin. And they do it in a very not great way. And they've actually been offered money to stop doing it. Say to them, we'll give you X amount of money. Can you stop it? Can you just stop hunting these dolphins? And they don't. They believe it's some part of their culture and their sorry, I know it's hard, but it's something that people need to be made aware of. That's why don't support the the marine parks, do not go and see dolphin shows because dolphins swim at least 80 kilometers a day. They do not belong in a swimming pool. So
Yes.
that's my little rant for tonight. Sorry.
It's okay. The one and only Ivan over the weekend. I strongly recommend people watch it.
Okay, what's it called again? One and Only Island.
Ivan.
Yeah,
it's about a gorilla that was kept in captivity for 27 years. It's not okay, people, and it's why I won't support South African zoos anymore either.
Yeah.
Because we do not keep our animals.
We're not living 200 years ago where real animals were like, oh, wow, we've got the internet, there's tons of tours to go. We live in, we can go, we drive an hour or two and we can be in the wilderness.
Exactly.
There's no excuse anymore. It's just not on.
Exactly.
Not on.
100% agree with you.
By the way, Herman, hello, Herman.
Hello, Herman.
Ruth, too much meds. Damn, you willing to share? Sure, come have a coffee and then I'll share meds. By the way, everyone, check out Farmer's Travels at 8 o'clock. Was it 8:15? I think just after 8 or 8:15. He'll be talking. Yeah, he's going to do his show. Oh yes. Oh, it's the Queen of the Hill. Is it?
King or Queen of the Hill. Isn't it the final?
Yes. So if you want to test your trivia, go ahead and check Farmer's Travels out. And oh yes, Rosemary Pretorius is on. Excellent. How's it? And Kat says we need to fight the lion farmers and elephant encounters. Yeah. No, it's just crazy what's going on. It's actually incomprehensible. This upsets me so much. But anyway, all right, guys, have a great week. Check out Farmer's Travels, and thank you all for joining. Remember to share, click subscribe, say hi to Beth on Eleutheria.za. What's it, Eleutheria ZA?
Eleutheria ZA, yes. Yeah. I had it as Eleutheria South Africa, and then Gideon from Paratus tagged me on Facebook. Well, he thought he was tagging my page, but it was actually a different page. So they got like, oh, we don't know her, and she's not affiliated with us at all. Please amend your post. So Gideon was like, okay, sorry about that.
So on Facebook.
Yes. So I quickly changed my channel name to Eleutheria ZA before I got like a copyright or like cease and desist or something from that business.
I posted something on the CDC and some bot nailed me. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. The amount of
censorship.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't, no, that's a whole
different. But thank you so much for being on. And cheers, everybody. Stay on.
Cheers,
bye, TTFN.